Let the bear.
Hey, you know I got the juice, my Bruce Wayne. I just dropped.
You are my best friend, my only.
Hey, it's your boy Mike Rob coming back to you live from the Elite Vita podcast. We appreciate all the love, support. Like, share, subscribe. Before we let's go ahead and knock that out the way. Started with what, $120, man, 3 designs. We've been in business less than a year. Started with 2 kids. We also have a youth sports program. Sales from our athletic streetwear brand help us, grow our program, support the kids, get uniform, do scholarships, so on and so forth. A little bit of mentoring. Started with 2 kids in Oak Cliff, Texas. Shout out to Oak Cliff, Texas. Since then, we've grown to over 200 kids in 3 cities in the Dallas area. Shout out to DFW, Dallas, Texas, Triple D, Oak Cliff, Plano, and Richardson. Again, from 2 kids to 20 kids. 2 kids to 200 plus kids. And then from $120, unemployed, COVID hit, We're in the middle of COVID. And then just to be able to scale that up from 2 kids to 200, and then $120 to less than a year and a half. As far as, it's going serious, and really digging in on what we do. But again, we appreciate all the love and support, and this don't happen without y'all, man. So like, share, subscribe. If you can't join our programs, man, that's why we got, our own athletic leisure wear brand. And today I want to talk to y'all about, how we got started with our youth sports program. So the way that came about, always been an athlete, man, since, as far as I can remember, grew up playing, baseball first, soccer, basketball a lot. And then I remember about 3rd grade, got heavy into football, tackle football right out the gate. Flag football wasn't a thing when I was coming up, so not that early, at least, till about about 7th, maybe 8th grade, middle school. But anyways, man, always been an athlete, played a little college ball at A&M Commerce up here in East Texas. Used to be East Texas State. Shout out to East Texas State, Texas A&M Commerce. Shout out to the Noops out there too, man. 8-5 A&M Commerce. Yeah, man, always a lifelong athlete. I remember COVID hit, and baseball season has just started for my son. I'm fresh off a trip from Cali. Just came out from Cali. Shout out to LA, El Segundo, Hollywood, a couple other places, I visited while I was out there. Showed mad love, man, but other than it being a vacation, my first trip to the West, where else I went to? I went to Santa Monica, man. I was all over the place, man. That's just how I get down. When I come to your city, man, I'm gonna be all over your city. I will say that. But anyways, though, man, LA showed mad love, man. The West Coast showed mad love, like for real. Got a chance to go by the Nip Memorial. Nip, unfortunately, I guess it's a memorial now. The old Nip Hustle store, man. At the time, it was shut down. So I remember going over there, and that was one of the main reasons I went there. Definitely wanted to go out west. Got a ton of homies in Cali and all that. But wanted to go out west and wanted to, see what they was about, check out their lifestyle. Been getting the invitation for years, and finally, took them up on that. But wanted to go check out Nip, man. So that was, the big thing, one of my little, mentors. I'm gonna make a video of mentorship and all that too, probably too, to help keep y'all focused and kind of show y'all kind of where to dig deep and where to look if you don't have, basically how to be resourceful, how to find mentors and different things around you that might be right in front of you, but how to dig in on that, how to tap into that. But went to the Nip Memorial also, man. A lot of people out there. Store was shut down. They had everything fenced off at the time. Everything, the whole damn strip center, like you couldn't get to nothing. But it was already people back there, doing their thing, and a lot of mural art and all that. So that was cool, man. Small part of the trip, but a big part of the trip. As far as took a leap, man. That was one of the leaps I've been taking. But not even just going west, but it was like a last minute trip. I remember, because I ended up going by myself. Like, I had partners out there that was already waiting on me and shit. But there was a couple people that's supposed to fly with me from Dallas. You know how trips go, man. We're planning with your partners and your people sometimes. But yeah, man, a lot of cancellations last minute. And at the time, COVID hadn't hit. Like, they talking about it, but it hadn't hit over here yet. I'll put it that way. They talking about it, it's brewing, but don't nobody know what it is. It ain't none of that going on. So I ended up flying out by myself. People canceled. I kept it pushing because I almost didn't go myself. Not letting people talk me out of it, but, you know, it's my first time going west. And even though I had people out there waiting on me and all that, that was going to show me love. And, you know, I had been to other major cities before, but still, never been west. Yeah, got to check out the NIP, you know what I'm saying, hustle spot, the NIP hustle shop. And that was one of the big reasons I went out there, because I was, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out what was going to happen, you know what I'm saying, what I was going to do. Just in general in life, man. Like I said, I always wanted to own my own business. I'm going to call that like a mini Mecca trip, man. Like NIP, you know what I'm saying, being hella inspirational on the entrepreneurial, you know what I'm saying, side, and believing in yourself and tapping into community, you know what I'm saying. And I mean, that was kind of like the start of it. So I get back from that. Now COVID is getting ready to hit, or it has hit officially. They're getting ready to pretty much shut everything down. Can't go nowhere. Can't be around, you know, people, all that stuff, you know, the mask mandates and so on. So I get back, and on top me being me, I'm like, nah, I gotta keep my kids active, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially my oldest son, so, because my babies were still babies. They wasn't walking yet, so. But I was like, I gotta keep my oldest son active, man. That's my boy. Nah, we ain't going out like that. I just put it that way. So we finished our baseball season at the league he was playing in. But also at this time, I had lost my job. So it is what it is on that part. So I got to figure out income. So started off with 2 kids, man. Started training at a park. More and more kids started showing up because now they at home now. They shutting down schools, parents is up and down, or if the kids going back or not and all that. But they got free time at the house. So we got kids pulling up on us at the park to work out. And I'm just training my son, you know, speed and agility stuff, you know, ladders, hurdles, jump ropes, and speed bags and cones, all kind of stuff, man. We was running them hills, boy. We got more kids pulling up. And so I'm like, well, once we got to a certain number, I'm like, man, look, I ain't no babysitter, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good at what I do. Because at the time, I was letting the kids jump in for free because we just training, like, at the time. It ain't even really nothing. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, bills coming up, you know what I'm saying? I just lost my job. COVID hitting, you know, I'm not knowing, we not knowing that's going to last, you know, as long as it is. But even so, I'm like, man, something got, you know, I got to figure something out. Something got to give. So I was like, how can I, you know what I'm saying? I got to figure out a way to get income in and kill 2, 3 birds with one stone. And how do I keep my kids active, you know what I'm saying? What I'm actually good at. What am I passionate about? What am I knowledgeable about? You know what I'm saying? Actually qualified to do. And I was like, man, I've been coaching youth sports for a few years. And now I'm training, even though I wasn't planning on, you know what I'm saying, like training. Because at the time, I was also a personal trainer. And I'm doing this on the side, you know what I'm saying? Very much so on the side. But anyways, though, man, I was like, I'm seeing that my youth program and youth training program is going way faster than my personal training program with the adults. So for one, I was like, well, it's a no-brainer. I need to start focusing on the bigger group because, you know, and especially retention rate. It is what it is on the personal training side, the adult side, just basically because adults have lives and more obligation than kids do. But they're going to make sure they keep little Timmy, little Tommy, you know what I'm saying, little Susie signed up to keep them active, to keep them busy. Same motivation I had. So I was like, well, here we go. I'm going to go and formalize this. From now on, it's going to be a monthly rate for y'all to come out and do the training. Because, I mean, we was doing some legit work. Like, I had them doing, still got them doing. They're doing stuff now in elementary school and in middle school. They aren't even middle school yet. In elementary school that high schoolers and college kids are doing, some pro athletes. Now, we're not too crazy on the lifting weights and all that, but as far as the fundamentals and the speed and agility, because speed kills, speed goes. You take speed to any sport, which is why our soccer program is so big. But started them on the fundamentals. But anyways, though, I was like, how do I monetize this, basically? You know what I'm saying? You know, but I also want, you know, I'm big on, you know what I'm saying, giving back to my community and having a, you know, a great, you know what I'm saying, legacy and lasting impact. So I'm like, well, me getting into youth sports and youth programs in general, that kind of all encompasses that, you know what I'm saying? I get to give back to the future generation You know what I'm saying? My 2-3 cents. Things I know, things I don't know, you know, pros and cons, things I've done well and haven't done well. I know about sports. I've been playing sports and we did well, man. We get to that another spot. Like every sport, every school I've been at, we done well, man. You better check the record books, Google us. But anyways though, now we're growing. We started off, like I said, with 2 kids. We quickly got to about 10, 12 kids. I stopped training as many adults because I was cutting into, you know, my time. More time spent with them, with the adults who were kind of, you know, who were in and out the program. They would get to their results and then, you know, go on, or life would happen and then they had to take a break. But that's cutting into my bottom line and it's cutting into my time to grow my program, my growing program at that. So I got to a point to where I stopped training adults. I still got some that reach out too though, because like I said, the results, we got our results. But then life happens, or they would get the results and then, you know, go to another phase or whatever the case is. Versus I saw people and kids in the program 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year easily, especially because we found a way to keep them busy, active year round between our training and our youth programs. And everything else, we do a lot of fun stuff in between. Saw the youth program growing and I'm like, man, we need to go on and do this. So I'm like, we ended up moving and went to another city. We went to Richardson, and that helped us double in size. We went from about 12 kids when we left Oak Cliff. And now we got to about 40 really quick. And then we started hovering around that, you know, 55, 65 range for a while, for a couple seasons. And again, we're still training. We're not even youth sports or anything like that. But once the program grew, and I'm like, we grew, because again, I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't know how serious I want to be with this. I'm still job hunting, you know what I'm saying, to get a 9 to 5 and all that. But I've seen the program, we moved to Richardson, I'm seeing more kids and more kids coming because they're bringing their cousins, their friends, their classmates. And I'm like, man, I need to really, you know what I'm saying, focus on this. I got away with the kids, you know what I mean? We got a good rapport. It's fun, you know what I'm saying, but it's fair, you know what I'm saying, and it's focused, so we make it work. But we grew, and so now I'm like, man, the kids can't just be training all year, man. Ain't nobody's in off season all year. You know, Olympic athletes, nothing like that. Like, yeah, they training hard, but they're getting in matches, they're getting in reps in between games, you know, exhibitions in between to keep them sharp, you know what I mean, game ready, as opposed to just being in shape and, you know, condition. So, and then I want to add more value to it because I'm also at a point again, how do we scale, how do we grow? How do I add more value to our program and what we're doing? And I'm like, man, we got to go to sports. Like, I wanted to do that anyway, because I'm like, now we've been doing the training thing for a while. We got that on lock. We were able to get a couple of partnerships with a couple schools, a couple of daycares, man, that love what we were doing. And so we were able to establish a relationship and partnership with them. And now I'm training their kids. And so that's not even included in, I forgot about that. That's not even included in my initial, my day one set of 40s that I see on a you know, 2-3 days out the week, as opposed to the schools and daycares that we have a relationship with. We will practice or we'll train 1 day a week. But yeah, I was like, man, nobody's gonna train all year. Nobody, you know, I didn't want them to lose interest. Is another thing. Like I said, I want to add value to the program, to them. And so, you know, and we got to grow. That's just me. Like, you know, we got to grow. We got to get better. We got to improve on everything we do each season. So I was like, okay, bet. Next season, we going to start youth sports. And that's how soccer and flag football were born with us. We did that for a couple of seasons with our own, as far as us doing everything internally. Keep in mind, during this time, I got a bachelor's degree in sports and recreation management and a minor, or in business also, minor in Spanish. 12, 13 plus years of working in the hospitality and sports industry, venue management, major event, you know what I'm saying, venues and things such as American Ninja Warrior, Cotton Bowl, Texas OU. I've done bowl games. I did Jambalaya. That's one of my biggest and most favorite events. At the time when Cardi B she was already popping in and out, but she wasn't who she was today. Migos is there, you know, T.I., J. Cole, a few other ones. Not name dropping, but just saying, you know, I've done a few things, you know, major collegiate games, you know what I mean, basketball game, a couple Sweet 16 games, State Fair of Texas, that was major, that was massive. Some Festival de Mayo, you know, they brought out 12, 13,000 people. But anyway, guys, I got a little experience, you know what I mean, regarding resume and experience on doing youth sports. Have been a director, you know what I'm saying, or a manager for multiple different sports leagues throughout the Dallas area. Even coached, because I've got, I've coached my son's teams and wasn't planning on doing that. But with me having to be his coach, we've been a part of at least 3 or 4 different organizations to where I've seen different structures and rules and whatever else the case is on how they do things. Also worked at all during undergrad, worked in my campus recreation center, and I started as a janitor and worked my way up to manager in about a year and a half, and learned everything in between, lifeguard, intramural setup in fields, and grass maintenance, and running the fitness classes, and doing the weight room management and personal training on my way to becoming a manager. They said I had to. I think they gave me the runaround, to be honest with you, but because everybody didn't go through that path. But all that made me sharp. At this time, we got our own gear. We're putting out, our own athletic streetwear. We got our hoodies going. I'm switching through the manufacturers. And I just came across who was going to be our uniform provider. Getting right, y'all. But yeah, who's going to become our uniform provider? And so I'm like, bet, we about to go into youth sports. So we started with soccer and flag football first. And we took those 40, we about 50 kids at this point. And we grouped them up, based on age and ability and grade level. Well, age and grade level first. And then we split teams up. And we did our own thing for a while, man. I took the knowledge that I learned and started applying it. We split the teams up. We got it going. We did our thing for about 2 seasons. We had our own referees. Now we got the team merch going. Now that allowed us to tap into fan gear. As far as mom, grandma, uncle, daddy, want to support their kiddos, rep their kiddos. And we just kept growing from there, man. And then from there, from us doing everything internally, us doing everything ourselves or whatever, first off, we were able to do it, like I say, but doing everything yourself, you got to elevate to delegate. While we were successful in doing that, we became stagnant in growth because with us being busy, so we got our own product line going, our sales starting to take off. We still got practices or the trainings, and now we've grown into a youth sports program or league, if you will. And we got 2 sports at that. We hit the ground running with 2 sports. It made it difficult it's hard to do everything. Basically, it was hard to sell and scale the brand because I was working in the brand or in the business and not on the business. And so I was like, man, I got to find a different way to do this. Yeah, it was working, and I figured out we could do it. We were successful in doing that. But if I wanted to grow and elevate, like I said, I have to delegate. Just keep in mind, like I say, because with us, I had to run everything. So yeah, the trainings, the programs, the practices, the games. Now we got to get uniforms ordered in, with the size, because we're getting custom uniforms in with dope designs, name on the back, number, so on and so forth. It's winter time, I believe, so we got the dry fits, long sleeve dry fits, getting those in. This is another reason why we opened a print shop too, our own print shop, because even though the manufacturer was great, now that we're in the youth sports, we had the athletic streetwear brand side taken care of, but now we're in the youth sports, and registration doesn't always happen at once. So you got people that are registering at different times, and so it was taking a little, I had to coordinate basically, and it was cutting into our time or my time on having to going to get the uniform, to get the order in, and then getting the uniforms, because I was still doing the same process of, I'm going to give you the materials. I'm going to bring you everything you need or give you what you need. And then that's what I want my price to be, to keep the profit margins at what they need it to be so we can thrive and not survive, not just survive. But yeah, but doing everything ourselves was a great thing. Learned a lot of the information and experience I had picked up, was able to apply that. But at the same time, it kept us stagnant. We would lose a few kids and then gain, we always stayed around, that 50 to 65, 55, 65 kid range. We had kids that would just move. That would pretty much be the main reason why they would leave. Other than that, they stayed in the program. But I knew our goal was to get to 100 kids and then the 200, but 100 first. And I wanted consistent kids. So I was like, we got to grow. And so from there, this is when the partnerships and collaborations with schools and YMCA came about. They actually reached out to us and was like, hey, we see what you're doing. We like what you're doing. The YMCA and another recreation league that we dealt with, and a couple of others. But they're on the rebound of COVID. COVID had already it hadn't passed, but people we're allowed to go out now, and they're letting people, businesses open and people kind of do their thing. And so youth leagues and youth programs starting to rebound, or trying to rebound, trying to grow. And here I am, I have my solid, 40, 50 kids who have already traveled with me. Keep in mind, from Oak Cliff, we had, that are driving from Oak Cliff to Richardson to still train and practice because they like how we do and what we do, on top of the kids we picked up. But yeah, we were able to form a relationship, a partnership, and we were able to basically get our teams enrolled in these different leagues based on where they, which allowed us to grow to different cities as well. With the YMCA having different chapters or different locations, different areas, and with my players being from different parts of the city, we were able to form a team at their grade level, closer to their area, to their city, at their local YMCA or whatever recreation association we chose to go with. So that allows us to grow throughout the city. That allows us to go from 2 kids to 40 kids to over 200 kids. And like I said, and establish our presence and our brand, working on the global part and the national part. But for sure in the Dallas area, I know we're in Oak Cliff, we're in Richardson, we're in Plano. We got plans to take over Dallas, man. Like, we coming. You've been warned. But yeah, that's how we grew, man. We started as a training organization, training program, personal training for adults, and then got to, the youth training for only the kids, and that program got big, and now we got our athletic streetwear program going, and our athletic streetwear brand is going now and was going, and so we had that going, and then so we went from training to youth sports, and we went from doing everything internally. We got to take care of everything, the hiring and the firing and the training and the referees and the setup and the tear down, the maintenance of the fields and ordering the uniforms, to where we were able to basically outsource our leagues and our services to other people, to where it allowed us to grow, like I said, from 2 kids to 40 to over 200, from 1 location to 3 cities in Dallas, in the DFW area, Oak Cliff, Richardson, and Plano. And that's it. Like, share, subscribe. Can't say that enough, man. We need it. We're looking for the most elite college campus in America, man. We got a 7 campus tour, mostly the South. I know we're gonna be in Texas and Louisiana. We got a couple other places picked out. Won't name those yet. Drop comments though in the bottom though, man, if you want us to pull up on your city, on your campus. If your campus is the most elite, got the most elite fans, the most elite teams, the most elite culture, man, we trying to pull up and really support. We're going to pull up, do our little pop-up shop thing. It's going to be a whole little vibe, man. We're going to have a little food, a little food, a little music. It's going to be a whole little thing, man. So if we need to pull up on your campus, man, let us know in the comments, man. Don't be shy. Like, share, subscribe. And we try to take this thing global, man. Damn sure nationally, man. Let's get these kids active. Let's keep them busy. Support the brand. EliteVida.com, EliteVida.com. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Elite Vida podcast, where we showcase phenomenal and elite people, athletes, entrepreneurs, kids that are doing great things, man. And that's just been a little bit about how we got started. Appreciate y'all tuning in.